Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report television edition. It is a big show this week, Meathead.
Really, we got a really big
WrestleMania 25 is this Sunday night live on pay-per-view. We're going to give you a full preview. Damian Nelson sitting here alongside the man they call Meathead. The Kaz not with us this week. He should be back with us on our next episode. But Meathead,
on the review,
coming off the heels of the 10 best heel wrestlers of all time.
We go guys in the comments.
We go into WrestleMania 25 this Sunday night. And a big card is lined up for this event.
It's a really big show.
We're going to go match by match. The show, obviously, coming to us from Houston, Texas at the Reliant Stadium, rather. Formerly the Astrodome. Not actually the building. The former venue was the Astrodome.
Yes, it was. The Astrodome still exists.
It does, but not.
It's in the same city. Just come on, man.
Site of WrestleMania 17 is what I was getting to.
The Reliant Stadium has nothing to do with the Astrodome. Absolutely nothing.
Where'd the football team play before they played at the Reliant Stadium?
The Texans? Nowhere.
This is the WrestleMania 25 preview, and now that his senseless dribble is done, let's go match by match and talk about the big event. A lot of good matches, actually, Meathead, it seems. At least on
especially
paper.
According to your paper, Matt Hardy's taking on Matt Hardy.
The 25 Diva Battle Royal is a unique concept. Remember last time we saw WrestleMania in Houston, we had the Gimmick Battle Royal, which is one of my favorite WrestleMania moments of all time. And we know Sunny is going to be participating along with a lot of other former competitors. Gail Kim, who made her debut last Friday night on SmackDown, also going to be in that event. And all the rest of the divas, except Candice Michelle, apparently, rounding out that 25 Diva Battle Royal where Miss WrestleMania will be crowned.
This sounds like Bunny Mania, is what it sounds like.
Well, no, this sounds similar, but much better because it's an actual match, not riddled with, I think, Jonathan Coachman it was, getting thrown into getting into a pillow fight.
Snoop Diggity Dog and Snoopy the Dog or whatever Santino called him.
Snoop the Dog.
Yeah.
25 Diva Battle Royal. I can't even speculate as to who's going to win that because, quite frankly, after the end of
Mae
the
Young,
night,
she can't get over the top of the rope.
Will not be participating in that
match. That you're aware of.
Mae Young is not going to be participating.
That you're aware of.
Listen, she will not be participating.
Mark the tape in high definition. Mark this tape.
Mae Young is. Last time she appeared with WWE television, she actually fainted in the ring briefly and passed out again briefly. So while she's been spoken to about this, the feeling is that the 94-year-old is got to, the 84-year-old rather, has got to take
already
some
given her an extra
time
10
away
years.
from the ring. And
that's
while
why
she would say yes, there's no need to.
That's why she's going to win. She can't get over the top rope.
So 25 Diva Battle Royal, we were interested to hear who you think might actually win that matchup. You can look at your current champions, see if that makes any sense. Maybe they should consolidate this belt as they're doing with the tag team titles, but that will not be the case in this matchup. Maybe Sunny will walk out with it all.
I know you want me.
It is an Extreme Rules match as the brothers collide. Jeff Hardy will take on Matt Hardy. One-on-one, this feud comes to an end at WrestleMania 25, at least seemingly so, as this one was rumored to at one point potentially be a ladder match, TLC match, cage match. It is Extreme Rules, so quite frankly, all of that can come into play. Ladders, tables, and chairs in this matchup. This one should be a doozy, much better than their 2005 bout.
Oh, I was in 2005.
There was no gimmick.
Yeah. Actually, I apologize. It was 2005.
When there was no gimmick involved in the matchup. So this one should be fun, and we should see a good contest between these two men, Meathead.
Hardy's going to win.
That's a royal prediction.
Thank you. Well, I mean, Matt Hardy versus Matt Hardy. Yes, I know what I just said.
If this truly ends at WrestleMania, which quite frankly I'm not sure it needs to, then Jeff Hardy would win if it continues to go.
What
Matt
feud
Hardy
ends
wins.
at WrestleMania anymore?
Some do. Some
What
do, not
feud?
many.
Which
We
one?
don't know because WrestleMania is this Sunday night.
The Diva Battle Royal. Does that feud end on Sunday?
The Intercontinental Championship is on the line. JBL, the wrestling god, promises he will do something historic at WrestleMania.
Against
His
Ron
opponent
Mastrio.
is Rey Mysterio. One-on-one for the IC strap. Could be the first time in a long time we've actually had an Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania. That at least is exciting in and of itself. JBL, what is this history that he will make at WrestleMania?
Maybe he'll challenge MVP later on after he loses Money in the Bank to the United States Championship.
MVP's United States Championship. Got it.
Guy doesn't even watch the product, man.
No, MVP became the United States champion after pinning Shelton Benjamin on SmackDown 2 weeks ago.
Who's the MVP?
So who do you think wins that match? That's sort of what we do here.
Didn't you pay attention to what I just said?
No.
I said after,
I asked you what he would do that was historic. You said after winning he would go blah, 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 blah.
and if you would pay attention, that's because he retained his IC and then he unifies it with the U.S.
Completely unrealistic. JBL wins, walks out with the Intercontinental Championship because there's no reason for Rey Mysterio to win it. I mean, quite frankly, there's really no reason for JBL to even have the belt. But
There's no reason for JBL to be on TV,
this one could be a bit of a sleeper, and I mean a true sleeper.
as in
match.
the opening match.
Could be.
Might not even be on the card. It might be that opening match before the show gets off.
Will he go 17-0? It's The Undertaker's streak against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. This one actually should be an excellent match. An excellent wrestling match if you got two gifted veterans in the ring performing on the grandest stage of them all. Obviously, WrestleMania is never a place where Shawn Michaels fails, and WrestleMania is always a place that The Undertaker shines. This one is one of the matches I am truly looking forward to. Obviously, The Undertaker will win this match because it makes the most sense. And they haven't talked about the streak much in the last couple of weeks. It's been more focused on the actual match between these two competitors.
Yeah, it's Undertaker. Again, we mentioned this a couple years ago. If the streak was going to end at all, it would have went to Orton.
Because that made a lot of sense at the time, and I believe it was 2 years ago, when Orton could have ended that streak and became made, if you will. As Booker T said last week on the Pro Wrestling Report, you got to be a made man.
And I'm not a made man, brother.
So we both look for Undertaker to go over in that matchup. But again, I think that match is going to deliver a phenomenal wrestling experience.
Wait, hold on. I don't have the bell with me, but
it's got a siren, doesn't it?
I can go ahead and go ding. Ding, ding, baby. I feel like Clubber Lang. Ding, ding. Actually, that was Apollo Creed. Kennedy! There we go. All gimmicks intact.
The legends get their chance at Chris Jericho, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Along with Ric Flair in their corner, Mickey Rourke in the front row, go up against Chris Jericho. Now, this one is unique because this will not be a good wrestling match. However, it is 3-on-1, so the deck is stacked against Chris Jericho. But what's important about this is it is the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. While many would argue that Jimmy Snuka never really had a major role in any WrestleMania except for his big return at WrestleMania 4.
was involved in the main event at WrestleMania 1. He came out with Hogan and T.
Well, he wasn't booked or in the match.
He came out with, and he played a part in the match. He was integral in the match, and he had a part in it, just like Ace Cowboy Bob Orton had a part in the match.
You look at Rowdy Piper, who was billed as the main event in WrestleMania 1. Obviously had that big match with Bret Hart at WrestleMania 8 as well. The big match with Goldust at WrestleMania 12. And then you look at Ricky,
match.
the Dragon Steamboat, who many say arguably had one of the best matches in WrestleMania history with Macho Man at WrestleMania 3, and then several matches after that. All these men have history rooted in WrestleMania. This is the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. That's why it makes sense. Whether the match is going to be crap or not, it actually is smart for WWE to pay a little homage to the history of these talents in this matchup. Now, the question is, what happens in this match? Does Jericho win because he easily can, or is this just a mess at the end and the legends walk out on top?
I think the legends all pin him at once, all on top of each other.
It's difficult to kick out from.
With Mickey Rourke counting the 1, 2, 3. Something stupid like that.
Should be an entertaining match, nonetheless.
For who?
Looking forward to. Well, for me, in my opinion.
Okay.
Should be an entertaining match, and again, paying homage to those legends is something that is worth it at the very least. This one that is unique as TNA is doing the same thing just around the same time, but it looks like the tag titles are being unified. The World and the WWE Tag Team titles are going to be unified in a matchup between The Miz and Morrison and Carlito and Primo Colon. These two teams have been going back and forth for quite a while on SmackDown and ECW.
And Raw.
And now we see the match come to a head, and where there will be one tag team champion group standing, and I think it's going to be The Miz and Morrison because that makes the most sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Colons won't be carrying WWE Tag Gold anymore because there really was no sense for two tag team champions, two separate tag team champions. There's no sense for two WWE Women's Champions as well. Granted, one's called the Divas, one's called the Women's Championship, one's called the World Tag Team Championships, one's called the WWE Tag Team Championship. Way too many belts. Way too many belts. And technically, the U.S. belt and the IC belt don't really mean much, but finally the IC belt is being defended at WrestleMania, so
Money in the Bank ladder match. Somebody gets a chance at a world championship, either of their choosing, whenever they choose. The participants are all named, and they are CM Punk, Kane, Mark Henry, the U.S. champion MVP, Shelton Benjamin, former United States champion, Kofi Kingston, Christian, and Finlay. A lot of unique talents in this matchup, specifically Kane and Mark Henry. However, I think the rest of the participants really make for an interesting dynamic in this matchup. I think there's going to be action everywhere. I can't quite pick a winner.
Here's what we do in the Money in the Bank. Go down the list of your 8 talents, say who won't win, and narrow it down to the ones that have the chance to win.
I don't think that Mark Henry is going to win. It makes no sense for Kane to win.
We both eliminate Mark Henry and Kane.
I think it's going to be either Christian or Kofi Kingston that walks out with the opportunity.
So we eliminate Mark Henry, Kane, Finlay. Okay, that's 3 of the 8. I don't think it'll be Punk. Okay, that's 4 of the 8.
Punk, who eventually ended up with it last year, or won it last year.
Right? Won it last year. So that leaves you with Christian, Kofi, MVP, and Shelton. Which one of those 4 would you pick?
I said it will be either Kofi Kingston or Christian.
It won't be Kofi for me. So that leaves me with Christian, MVP, and Shelton. It won't be MVP. That leaves me with 2. Kofi, Christian. Excuse me, not Kofi or Christian. It'll be Shelton or Christian. Who would I like, or who do I think will win?
Who do you think will win?
Well, I think that Christian will win. I would like to see Shelton Benjamin win.
And for so many years, it has been seemingly Shelton's match, but obviously never winning it. But certainly the top performer many a year in that matchup, and I expect at least that again this year. So the winner
this is Shelton Benjamin's match.
Could be. He did recently lose that United States Championship, maybe paving the way for this opportunity.
And that's why I don't believe MVP will actually win the match, because he has a belt now.
The World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. It's a 3-way dance. The Big Show versus John Cena versus Edge. The winner not only gets the championship,
they get to love that big fat arms of Vicky
Guerrero's heart. This match is difficult to speculate on as far as A, who's going to win, and B, what we're going to see in the match. I'm not a fan of 3-ways in the main event at WrestleMania.
Which has happened how many years in a row now?
Well, a couple. I'm not a fan of them. I'm glad that we've got a one-on-one match, at least on the other side of things. But this one, it's got interesting dynamics with Vicky Guerrero involved, and I hope that it is booked in such a way that Vicky is not the prominent person in this matchup, meaning that it is actually a 3-way wrestling match, similar to that we saw last year at WrestleMania. That was a good match.
Triple H, Cena.
And it delivers, because I think the 3-man, obviously each bring a different style, Edge being the best of wrestlers in that matchup, to it.
3 out of the last 4 years, I was just running down the cards in my head, 3 of the last 4 years we've had a triple threat at WrestleMania. Yeah, this one this year. Last year was Orton, Cena, and Triple H. The year before you had 2 single matches, but the year before that's when you had Angle, Orton, Mysterio. So if it's a way to get all the talent up, all your main event talent up in a main event match, that's fine. I'm not upset about it. You had the 4-way at WrestleMania 2000, which was WrestleMania 16, I guess. Nobody ever remembers that. It was 16 as WrestleMania 2000 when it was a man in every corner. As far as Vicky, I think she needs to keep her flabby arms out of the match. At least if you're coming down to the ring, put on some sleeves. I know you guys are getting tired of hearing me say it, but it bothers me. I would like to see, I'd like to see Edge win and retain.
The main event, at least that's the way we see it, is for the WWE Championship. Triple H versus Randy Orton, the match with the most emotion, obviously, probably second only to the Undertaker HBK contest. Triple H versus Randy Orton. Triple H is the champion. Obviously, as I said, a lot of emotion, a lot of drama in this matchup. This should be a good wrestling match. It should be a match where Triple H
drops
wins.
it. No. Exact opposite. This is the match where Orton gets made again. This is the match where Orton takes the belt from Triple H. Oh, but again, this is where I'm going to channel Frank. Okay? Depends on placement.
Mm-hmm.
If the triple threat is the main event, Cena goes out and wins.
Right.
If the singles match is the main event, Triple H goes out and wins. WWE will give you that face to go out as champion. I like to see, I want Edge to win in a main event, okay? But I'd like to see Orton win. And for that to happen, that'll blow my whole theory out of the water because I think that Cena's not going to win it. Cena needs to keep chasing. Let Cena chase the belt. The money's in the chase. Okay? But I still want to see Orton go over Triple H, and I think Triple H may lay down for him.
Interesting points indeed. The WrestleMania 25 this Sunday night on pay-per-view. Go to pwrshow.com, ladies and gentlemen, to get all the information as to our extensive coverage, our complete coverage of that event, WrestleMania 25 this Sunday night on pay-per-view. Cost you $5 more than last year, in case you didn't notice, by the way, if you plan to order it. So,
and don't forget, in the high definition, just like you're watching us now, I believe it's $59.99 this year.
64. Base price went up to 55.
Half price for this guy.
Thank you so much. Tune in to the ESPN show on Monday night, as we'll bring you again more of our coverage of WrestleMania 25. Enjoy WrestleMania! It's the biggest event of the year. And we will look forward to seeing you again right here on the Pro Wrestling Report. For the man they call Meathead and the Cons, this is Damian Nelson signing off.